there's a little bell icon, and if you click the bell icon, it will give you notifications on when I go live. So you can subscribe, and that'll let you see all the videos and stuff, and it makes it easy to get to them. But if you actually want to get notifications, then you have to ring the little bell that's next to it, and then that will give you a notification on your phone when I go live.
I think I have it set up that way. Really, right now, I didn't get no notification, but I went out of my phone area, and there you are.
So it didn't give you any pop-ups or anything for it?
Not until I logged onto it.
So
when I logged onto the YouTube part, it popped up.
So we might have to adjust your notification settings on your phone. That way you can see when to get notification alerts for YouTube.
Gotcha. I know I looked on there, it said I got the notifications, but I hear a lot of double talk. But anyways.
All right, so you can see what I'm doing right now then.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let me move some of this stuff out the way. Make it. So this is what I'm working on right now. So basically, I got these, which are going to be. So I still have to do the fuses are all over here on this side. And I have the one side of the fuse goes to the relay. So relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, relay 4. So I'll have a spare fuse on each one of those little sections.
Okay.
So the top fuse will go to this one. That one will go to that one. Same for all these. They all match all the way down. So if you have one of these relays quit working, if it's the closest one, it's going to be the top one. You can just check that fuse for it, is how I'm wiring it up.
Okay.
And then the output from the relay is going to come and go to one of these panels. So it'll be 1, 2, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, and it'll go all the way through. So there's 10 here, and there's spots for 10 relays. So this is the output from the one side, and now I'm going through and wiring up the output for the other side of the relays. The next thing I'll have to do after that is going to be based off of this wiring schematic I made and this wiring schematic I made. So basically, I'll have to figure out which one of these is going to go to what device, and then I'll have to figure out the trigger lines for that separately, and that's going to go to some of these other terminal blocks that I got. I'm going to set. So this will be like the input for that goes to this, and this one's going to be the output. So all these will all go to the same spot on each one of these relays. That way it's all the same every time. And then the opposite side is going to depend on if it's a ground-based trigger or a power-based trigger. So
got you.
Lots of wiring. Are you staying out of trouble, Drac? You better be. So now it's just going through all of these, stripping off the end, and crimping on another connection. Just make sure that the wire is flat. So this is going to be kind of a boring live stream, but you can at least see what I'm doing. feed this one. Let's see here. Which is the longest one? Because these are all cut to length. So we need this is definitely not the longest one. It's the second longest one. So we'll do this one next. That'll be the longest one. So we feed it in here. This one will go under there. And a clip in right there. Actually, I want to have this ran underneath all those. There we go. And then this one we'll do next. This will be the longest one. Drac, why don't you come sit in your chair, buddy? How many shop dogs you know that actually has their own chair designated just for them?
None that I know of.
Good boy. Well, there's his. Can you say hi to everybody, Drac? Yeah? Yep, Drac has his own chair.
That's a nice looking chair. Hey, that's a good looking tranny down there on the floor.
It is. It is a good looking tranny.
I can tell by just looking at the outside, that one has been rebuilt, waiting for a train break, correct?
How did you know? Just from looking at the outside of it.
It's too clean.
Yes, that one is definitely waiting for a trans brake, which may or may not be already on the shelf. It's definitely on the shelf. I have the trans brake for it.
I know, but the torque converter's already in your car.
Not yet. The torque converter is I'm going to try out my torque converter, see how it does, and then if it doesn't do well, then I'll put your torque converter in. See how yours does. All right, so this is going to be number 1. So I should probably put the label for number 1 on here. Slide this up here, and we'll feed this through here. And then we clip that one in place. All right, and this one is number 3. So put our label for number 3 on here. This just makes it way easier when I go to punch it all down on the terminal block to know which one goes in what spot. Just labeling them all.
You got numbers already wrote on the tape.
Yep. Let's see here. What's the next longest? I'll take this one.
Remember those antenna wires?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. The cam radio, the top one.
Yeah.
Those 3 that is separate for the ground plane, just like the middle ones.
Okay.
and the 3 wires. That cable there, or not cable, but the rod that comes off there as the antenna.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, I would say 12 to 14 inches long.
Okay.
There's 3 of them. And I snapped one end off. I think that is some kind of galvanized. And it just has a hole. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, because you were buffering. That is some kind of galvanized. It's about a half-inch long that broke off. Can you? It don't have to be a perfect weld, but can you weld that?
Galvanized? Not
Huh?
really. I mean, technically you can weld galvanized, but it's so toxic you're supposed to have like a respirator when you do it.
Oh, I know all about welding galvanized. I did it for a good many years at the factory. Got sick from it. But I didn't know if you could weld it or not. I'm talking, it's not even only, it's not much bigger than 1032 bolt. It's not even a 1/4 inch bolt.
What do you need welded on it?
I just need the end welded back onto the shaft where I snapped it off.
Probably. You send me a picture of it.
Well, I'll show it to you the next time you're out. It's not a big deal. It's just as if you took a little tiny bolt and it broke off the end of the rod. And it just needs to be tacked back onto the end of the rod.
Okay.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure against it. But the next time you're out, I'll show it to you. If you don't think you can, it's no big deal. I'll thread it back on and try it. You know, put threads on it. I just didn't know how it would affect the antenna. But it's going to be a long time before I use it anyways. What's nice about that is I can just stick it anywhere in the yard and pick up a signal. It's not like it has to be up in the air. It's not like it has to be anything special. Just hook it up and turn your radio on.
Gotcha.
So it'll probably be all right if I just rethread it.
Probably so.
There's about 2 threads left back on it, so at least I got a starting point.
Mm-hmm. So if you're just tuning in, I'm working on the fuse panel for the Camaro. This is what's going to hold all the relays and fuses to replace the old setup that I have. I'll try and put some pictures up of that so you guys can see it. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page too. I put stuff up on there from time to time for pictures of the Camaro projects and stuff like that. And basically we're just going through and getting all this wiring done. Wiring up all the outputs for all the relays. All right, and there's the last one for relay number 9. All right, so next thing to do, let's see if we can fit all these through this grommet. And it doesn't really matter that these aren't all the same length because they're all going to get trimmed down when they get terminated anyways. All right.
Did you ever get the muffler system?
No, not yet. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Got the grommet in. Do think I want to add this in. It's just a little guide for the wires for right now. I'll probably take those out later. And I'll probably, I got some not the tubing, I got some of this stuff. I'll probably wrap this in here. Oh, we got a nice clean looking harness coming out of there. All right, so those are all the outputs. I now need to do all the trigger wires. And I still got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outputs for fuses. So let's do I gotta drill some holes too. I don't know, I'm almost thinking of, instead of having these run through this hole here, I can't drill another hole there because then the cover won't fit. So I guess I'll have to do one on the side, I guess. It sucks because of where the supports were. I really wanted the main power over here on this side. I just couldn't get it there. So, all right, let's see. For the triggers, I should have. All right. So black or white will be the trigger. I think I'm going to use not those colors. Let's see, what colors do I got? I got blue, yellow, white, green, black, purple, I'm thinking yellow is typically a switched color. So I think I'm going to do it in yellow for the trigger. And I also think I need to drill a hole. So we can modify this. Let me get a bit for this. All right. This battery is already dead. I know that already. Let's steal this one. All right. So let's go right here. Let's see. Got to go a little further. I'm going to say that that battery that I just put on the charger is no good. I can hear it whistling from here. Right, gotta go a little further. How about now? Does this fit now? Fits kind of tight. All right. All right. I'm going to unplug that battery. That's one of the original batteries I had with the Ryobi from probably 10 years ago. So I'm going to say it doesn't owe me anything. Let's see here. What do I have? How do I want to run these? Do I want to run these? I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to run them in twos. Why don't you hop in your chair, Drac? You're just kind of aimlessly wandering around the garage right now. You know what else I realized? I don't have any music going. I lose you? Or are you still with me? Let's crank up a little bit of music here. All right, and let's try this. All right, got some music going now. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. We're going through and pairing up all these terminals. All right. Probably need to relabel these. So we'll do 1, 2. All right, so we got, this is going to be number 2. Oh, I did these backwards, didn't I? No, that's going to be number 1. So this is going to be number 2. Two, 1. We'll take these, toss a couple of zip ties on them. All right, there's those 2. Now what we're going to do is going to run for number 3, number 4. These are going to come up here. This is going to come right up here. All right. Alright. They probably make a tool to make this stuff really easy for crimping these. And it's probably like $10 on Amazon. Alright. So I got a new setup last night. I don't want to say a new setup, but I set up my stuff for streaming last night. And I got it set up to where I can stream to Facebook and to YouTube at the same time now. Alright, so this could be 3 and 4. Hey Rachel, how's it going? So a little bit more progress has been made since I sent you the last picture, Rachel. So I got the outputs. I'll show you everything I got here in a second. All right. This is 4. And this is 3. And we need a zip tie here. Trim this here. So, what we have so far, the power coming in from the fuses comes right here. And then the power goes into the relays. And then this is where the power comes out of the relays. And that's going to be this harness right here, which I have all labeled. That way all these can go to one of these terminal blocks. And then I'll jumper from here to the device terminal block. That way, if I need to swap something out, it's a lot easier than me having to try and cut the pigtails or try and run this to the other terminal block. And then same thing for this side. This is for the other relays. And then these are the trigger wires that'll go to this terminal block. So when I want to trigger a relay, I'll put it on the inputs for here. And that's where I'm at so far. So now I'm going through and running the yellow trigger wires. And I bought a ton of these tiny zip ties. That way I can keep it all nice and neat, because I don't want this thing coming apart ever. If it comes apart, it won't be good. All right, so we got one here. Yeah, this is like when I get done with this and get it all zip tied, it's like wire porn. Like having everything nice and neat and organized like this compared to the rat's nest that the other stuff was. Hopper's being good right now too. Can you say hi to everybody, Drac? Yeah, the old wire was such a mess. there. How did the washer and dryer shopping go? Did you guys paint the town red with the washer and dryer shopping? Nice. That's good to hear. Katie's finally being good. All right. All right, let's see here. This is number 4, so let's create some more labels. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5, 6. And so we'll just keep right on making them. 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Oh, nice. I still need to go grocery shopping and get some beer. I'm out of beer. I've been out of beer for a while. But I'm thinking tonight's going to be a good night after I get done with this to sit back and have a beer, because my feet are going to be killing me after standing on this concrete. 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Got all the labels made. So this is going to be 1 through 5 and 6. This is 6. No, that's 5. Alright. I don't know, I still got a bit of bologna left. Can probably make that last another day. Yeah, I guess it is. Let's see here. Let's do this one next. All right. It is super windy here today. All right. I almost thought about turning the heater on here in the garage because it's kind of chilly. It's like, it's May 1st. Shouldn't have to turn the heater on May 1st. And let's see, I got my last two wires I got to run here. Oh wow. Yeah, definitely haven't had to do that yet. Probably, did I forget the labels? Yeah, I forgot to do labels. So let's do the labels on these two. This is going to be 8. And that means that this one is going to be 7. What's the temperature there today? At least in the 80s for you? $82. Actually sounds pretty good right now.
Put on there already.
What's that? What'd you say, Pa?
I just said that you put it right along.
Oh, yeah.
When you're sleeping, you miss a whole lot.
So, yeah.
I wondered why you went quiet for a while. You must have fell asleep in the chair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think there's a way you can hook it up to your phone to the TV You could be watching it on the TV right now.
Well, I'm a little bit too educated to do the wiring on the end. Remember, you told me not even to turn it on. You can do our own separate computers.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find a way to get it hooked up for you. Maybe there's a plug, just like your old phones. Yeah, I bored Dad to sleep. That's exactly what it was. Although the last time I was out there, he fell asleep in the middle of changing channels.
What about when I fall asleep and I sleep with my eyes open?
Alright.
I guess you've been talking to Rachel.
Yeah, she's talking in chat right now. Alright. So we got those done. Next we have the outputs of the triggers are going to depend entirely upon what the device is, but I still have to hook up the rest of the fuses. So I suppose I can start that now. Guess I need more red wire. That was definitely not the right connector I wanted to put on there, but I can use that for somewhere else. All right, let's see here. I need see which ones. Here we go. This is easier to see. Alright, so I can hook this one up to, so we're going to do that. It's going to be fan, and then it's going to be turbo sub pumps, which will be this one right here. And this one can get wired up. And we're going to tie this one. So that's a ground trigger, so that this can come out this way. This one here. You just get in the habit, you get into autopilot mode on some of these things. had. Did I drop it?
The ejection seat. That's what you forgot.
The ejecto seats.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking for. I had a square bit for the terminals. That one's too big. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to find it as soon as I'm done. Or I'm going to find it before I'm done. I put it away. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, relay 1 is done. Well, no, not yet. Spoke too soon. I've got to do the other side of the fuse.
You got a rubber grommet to use on the yellow wires going inside there?
Yep, got one right here. Yeah, I got a few extra rubber grommets too.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to, I got a whole bunch more of these as well. The spade terminals. That way I can do them the right way on those blocks. So this one clips down and snaps in. Let's see, how many do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well take these down to the end. Do the next one right next to it, and then we'll zip tie these together. That way they all match. Yeah, this is definitely the one of the boring days on the project. It's definitely not as exciting as like putting pistons in or something like that. But it's definitely an essential part of the project.
Yeah, you all set up for all the electronic stuff. Electrical, yeah.
Alright, that's already backed up. So we can take these two wires, run these in there, tighten this down. There we go. So now we got the power hooked up to the first two relays. And let's see here. I still got to figure out how I'm going to do the fuses. I think I'll probably do one of these as a terminal output as well, but this will just be for fuses. So I'm thinking I'll probably do this in red out. That way I'll have fuses that I can hook up the device to. If I need to go straight to a fuse, I can. All right, and let's see here. I need some more of this. Yeah, when I get done with this project, I'm going to be happy if I don't have to see a wire stripper or crimp connection for the rest of the year. Really should have bought the. They make these, the terminal wires that are pre-done. I should have bought a whole bunch of those. That's what I should have done. Would have saved substantially on time. Probably would have cost me $20.
Seems like you forgot I was your only. You were complete. So excuse me for remembering all of the good times left fresh in my mind. You and I on the ocean side. Yeah, all of the good times left fresh in my mind. But I'm yours. I wish I could take you back. Make every moment last. If you felt what I felt, remember completely. Maybe then you'd see how happy you would be.
How many more of those you have to go yet?
Oh, that many? So probably 30 more connections.
Oh, you're going to use most of those?
I'll probably use all of them.
Well, what about, you're talking both ends, aren't you? What about inside your box there? How many more you get to go for just inside the box?
That's just these.
That's just use them all up inside the box.
Yeah, so the silver ones go to all the fuses, and the gold ones go to all the relays.
Gotcha. Doesn't look like you put that many more wires inside that box.
We'll see. That's probably why the other box was $160, because it already had all this work done on it. There we go. Still gotta do the other side of that one, but I got this one ready, so now I can go on to the next one. Yeah, it's not a quick process. I gotta find some different music. I don't know what this. That's what happens when I try and find a. This is supposed to be gaming music. I'm guessing that is definitely gaming music. Let's go with. Here we go.
By the time it comes back down, you'll have it all done.
I don't know. It was kind of funny earlier when I sent you that picture that I had like 2 wires done in the picture when I sent it to you, and then I had the whole row done by the time it finally got to you.
Yeah, you got some high speed internet there. And you blamed it all on me. Boy, oh boy.
I know. Yeah, I do need to have these things crimped ahead of time. All right. You need to go side rack. You're acting like you need to go out. You need to go out? I'm curious if he actually has to go out or if he just wants to go out because he heard the neighbor dog bark.
That's probably it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Oh, okay. I need. Let's go with some red. All right, yeah, we'll do red here. We're gonna do this one. Let's see here. I forgot to label these. This one is 9. Get these labeled before I forget anymore. And this one is 10. All right. So we got all the inputs labeled, all the outputs labeled. We're going to do still got a lot more wires to run. The problem that stinks is like most of these are custom cut to length. So you can't even like some of these you could you know, pre-make, but what's that?
I just read what Rachel said a few minutes ago. You bored Dad to sleep. Hey, Rachel, that's not true. There's a switch on my body. When I sit down, I automatically go to sleep. Oh, God, this is need to be bored. Old guys, they just need more excitement.
Yep. This is one of those episodes of the live stream where it's like when you put a campfire picture up on the TV and you just sit there and fall asleep to it is one of those things.
Rachel says her dad has the same switch.
Oh, that's priceless.
I love though he's gonna replace that switch and I never got around to it. It's kind of nice during the daytime. Gives you an excuse to sit down and take a break.
Yeah, you can get away with that being retired.
Yeah.
Alright. I can't believe it's only been an hour that I've been doing this. It feels like it's been an eternity of splicing and cutting wires.
It has been. I think you've rewired your car 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, this is probably 3.
First time you got in your car, you took out about 20 pounds worth of wiring, didn't you? Along with the computers.
Yeah, that was the first time. This is like the third time of like going through and actually cleaning up the wires and doing it, the right way. The first 2 was like I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, I'm still faking it, but it looks like I know what I'm doing this time.
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to tell the world that. I already knew the world that. I already knew that. But I'll have to say this much: you still know more than I do.
All right, let's try this one.
That's why I love my car old school. Give me a screwdriver and I can adjust the motor.
Oh, I can do the same. Like if I wanted to go to, for adjusting the motor, I don't need all this stuff. This is fuel pumps, fans, all that sort of stuff. Jack, what are you trying to get to? What are you trying to get to? Huh? He can find zip ties anywhere. Alright.
He's missing that bolt that I bought.
Yeah. He's tired of being in the garage, is what it is. Alright. guess I can tie these in next. You need to go out, Drac? He actually bumped the doorknob this time with his nose.
I'm surprised that with those three tied together, twisted together like that, you don't solder them before you stick them in there.
I probably could. I was thinking if I ever have to take this apart, I don't want to have to unsolder those to fix a connection.
No.
All right, Drac, I'm gonna let you out. All right. Drac is outside.
Loose?
No, I got him on a tie out. You want to come back in here now?
He's saying, well, I thought you were coming out with me.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go outside and play, Dad. Let's go outside and play. All right. How many more of these wires do I got to do? All right. So yeah, this one can come up. Is this one going to be long enough for it? Yeah, I can reuse this one. I think Drac's just not used to hearing all the wind. Because it's really windy out today.
Yeah, it's not too bad here. It is breezy.
Well, you have that mountain that blocks most of the wind.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, 3 more for these, and then I'll have all the inputs for the fuses done. I guess I can use this piece here.
I'm surprised you got one of those wire stripper kind that you just stick the wire at the end and squeeze it like it.
I almost bought one today. I had it in the cart, and I was like, no, I can't justify spending the extra $30 on it.
I bet you can now.
Probably.
First time I ever saw those brick had it, I think it was. That was a long. And I thought that was pretty swift. I mean, you have to come with the wire and with a knife or any other kind of cutter or anything. You just stick it in, squeeze it, and that was it.
Yep. I like those too because you can do it in the middle of the wire and it will pull the sheathing apart so you can actually put another wire in and tap into it.
Yeah.
That was the main reason I thought about getting one, but it was like, I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll get one.
Probably the next time you rewire, probably another year or so.
Probably when I help somebody work on their project car.
You're talking about me.
Well, you did say you want to rewire the whole dash in your car, right?
Well, I'm kind of thinking about it, but boy, oh boy, seeing how you're doing yours, it's like, mine runs okay today.
this is a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it'll be, so you know how like you have a hard time like finding like stuff to add, like if you need to add something to your car, like it's a challenge to find out where to put it.
Yeah, I've already in it.
So that's what this project is going to take care of, because I really only need 6 of these relays, but I'm getting it all wired up now to where if I need to add something later, I'll have 4 relay slots open.
Yeah.
All right.
What gauge wire are you using?
This, no, this is 14.
14.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to fit 12 in here. I don't have any 12 either. I got 14, 16, and 10.
The way you're quite a few together, it looks like you're running out of spaces.
Yep. So that's why I put the 2 blocks in here. So this one, this one's going to be just for this side of it. Oh, I got to back that one out. All right. So now I got to connect the opposite side of the fuses for the 5 connections that are going to go out to the other fuse box. So
You know, if you hit yourself a nut screw, you can screw it into your board here just a little bit and slip your coil of wire over the top of it. You just not even have to grab it, just pull on it.
oh, yeah, I got them. Alright, so this one is alright. Almost done. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel on these. They didn't give me a single spare connector.
When you're as good as you are, you don't need a spare.
Well, I bought 100 spade terminals just in case. Even I have my days where I mess them up. Alright. These go like so. Yeah. And let's see here. We got F2, F3, F4, F5. Stands for fuse 1, fuse 2, fuse 3, fuse 4, and fuse 5. which is technically not the right fuse number, but it's the ones I know that are not to relays.
Uh-huh.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fair.
Alright.
These expectations make me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down.
5.
For a minute.
Alright. Alright. Fuse 1. Alright. There's fuse 1 done. And 2. Alright. Alright, so we're almost done with the fuse crimps.
These expectations keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down. For a minute.
Alright.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm
Goes
a
down
perfect
here.
10. Whoa. And if I say
There we go. Fuse 2. Yeah, let's see here. Now we got 3. Okay, that'll work there. What's up, Drac? You want to come back in now? You're all done checking stuff out? Seeing the leaves move? Yeah? He's just sticking his head in the garage door looking at me. This is definitely the most mind-numbing part of a project car.
Why do you think I took a nap?
Yep. I definitely feel like I'm just on autopilot at this point. Fuse 3. Alright. Fuse 4. Fuse 4. Fuse 4. One more for fuse 5. Yeah, I definitely need an anti-fatigue mat here, because, yeah. It is definitely not doing my back any good, or my knees.
Run free and dive into the sky. Here I go in, trying not to break you. While we go,
All right,
I seem to be alive.
last one.
Rainbow taste, and I feel like it's
There we go. Alright. And this up here. Fuse 5. Alright. Fuses are done.
You gotta put that rubber grommet in yet.
Yep, still gotta do the rubber grommet. I need to do a ground wire.
If you have trouble with that rubber grommet trying to get it over all those wires, remember our old trick when you have a can of WD-40 and give it a little spray inside that rubber grommet, it'll slide right on.
Yep. It's not, the grommets aren't bad on these. Even with the duct taped labels.
Good.
Of course, I say that now. The duct tape is sticking to the inside of it.
Looks like you need a third hand to take it and make it a little smaller yet.
All right. So the only thing I have left to hook up is the grounds for these.
You gotta use black wire for the ground.
Yeah. Yep.
Your ground wire gonna have to be the heavy gauge wire.
No, because it's not going to do any major current draw.
Okay.
It's basically just like a ground for the relays is pretty much all it's for.
Okay.
All right, grommet is installed. All right. Ground is green only in houses. And did you know that if you see a ground wire in a house that has a yellow strip on it, what that means? Do you know what it means?
No.
It means it doesn't ground at the main panel, that it has a separate ground.
You like on a washing machine?
Like, say you have a sub panel and or a device and it has its own grounding rod.
Yeah.
It'll have a yellow strip on the ground so that you know that it doesn't go to the main grounding spot.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. So top one's gonna be fan, and then we're gonna have fuel pump. Drac, no whining. So the fan is going to be different. So we're gonna do so the fan we won't put in the same spot as the rest of them. So what I'll do is I will make the bottom two relays. I'm going to set those up for ground-based triggers. Or did I already set this one up for that one? I already set this one up for it. So we'll do the top two will be ground-based triggers. And then the rest will be standard. So I need one more jumper wire. So basically, most switches are used to being like hot, right? Like you turn the hot and it turns on the switch.
Right.
The fan output from the Holly is a ground and not a hot wire because it can pull, the fans can pull so much amperage.
Right.
So
you
they
don't want them out that.
Yeah, so they do a ground base, so you set the relay up so that when it receives the ground signal, it will close the contact on the ground.
Okay, question for you.
Yep.
Is your fan reversible? Because if so, how do you know which one you got wired which way? Or can you do that on your fans if you get it wired the wrong way?
So the basic thing is because I'm doing the fan through a relay. So say here's the relay. And basically I have power coming in on blue and it doesn't go out red until I have positive and negative on these. So what I'm doing is because the computer controls the negative, I'm hooking up the positive to where the positive is always on. And then as soon as the computer gives it the negative, it'll send power out to the fan.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't understand my question because it doesn't sound like you answered my question.
So you're asking if this is going to go to the hot side of the fan.
Well,
And then the other side will go to ground.
See, my fan is reversible, the one I have on my
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because it can spin in either direction.
Yep.
So now I put my fan in between the grill and the radiator, and I have it where it's pushing the air through. So the first time I wired it up, I had it wired backwards. It was pulling the air out of the motor, which wasn't correct.
Right.
That wasn't well, so I had to reverse my wires, and then it started pushing it through the motor. So that's what I was asking on yours, if they were set up the same way. If you wired them up, is there an easy way for you to get at everything to change your wires around, or can you do it as simply as on your computer there? Can you change the direction of it by saying, do it this way?
No, so the computer will only output the negative, but that's why the relay comes in. So the computer outputs the negative, and all the negative does is flips this as a switch. Figure this is a 40 amp switch.
All right.
And so when you flip the switch with the negative from the computer, it's passing the positive to the fan. Is how it's basically going to work.
Okay, so you won't know until after everything's all together whether it's spinning the correct direction or not.
No, I know it's going to spin the correct direction just because of the hot side on my fan is the hot side of the fan. So that's always going to get hooked up to this. Because I already had it wired up that way before.
Okay.
So that way, when all I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning up the wiring. It's still all going to be hooked up the same.
Okay.
It's just wired a lot cleaner than what it was before.
All right. Just asking.
Yeah.
Because I know you got a whole mess of wires there that way above my knowledge.
All right, let's see here. Now I need to hook up negatives. All right.
Because I hit my fan on the inside.
What's that?
I hit my fans in between the radiator and the motor before.
Oh,
And
okay.
then when I put it out and put it in between the grill and the radiator, because when I put my made all the difference in the room.
Gotcha.
So it hit between there, and when I mounted it on there, I turned it on, I walked in front of the car, and it only took me 5 seconds to walk in front of the car, like saying, whoop, I got that back. I shut it back down and changed it.
Yeah, mine's got a on my fan. It has a keyed connection that plugs into it, and it'll only let you plug it in one way. You can't flip it either way, and so that's how I know which way it has to go in.
Okay, yeah. See, mine is just 2 separate wires.
All right, I need. All right, so we're gonna do. Actually, let's see how many of these I have. Some of these, I stole these out of a bunch of the plastic pieces that the relays clip in.
Yeah.
So I have some of these that are already done, which is awesome. So that one can go here. This just saved me so much time. And so I only have to make one more connection. Oh, no. I got this one here. So I only ended up having to make one wire for that, for all the grounds. That is awesome. So,
That's going to save you a lot of time.
yeah, that just saved me like 30 minutes worth of work.
I'm going to step outside here. Hey, with me and check to make sure and see how close I am to being right on my battery being charged.
Pretty close?
Pretty close. Down to 5 amps.
Okay.
So I figure probably 7:30 maybe, just before dark.
Okay. So we're gonna take a decent footage of black for this.
And the S10 is still charging.
Nice. The third gen, I'm running a Ford 9-inch rear end, and it's got a 390 gear in it. So it's not entirely ideal for the turbo setup with the quarter mile, but we'll see how it runs. When I had the 427 in it, I was running like 11 flat, like 1102, 1103, 1102. I think I did like, what was it, 6 runs back to back? That was like 11 O's with it.
Yep.
And that was with a 390 rear and the 427. So we'll see how it does with the 325 with the twin turbos. I should have the new turbos coming. I haven't done a video on this. I need to do a video on all that's been going on with it so that everybody gets an update. But basically, I'll show you guys. I was having issues with it basically spraying oil out the passenger side turbo. And it was because I didn't have the drain set up, and you can kind of see, can you see how that's like all burnt, like the color on it's, see all purple there? So basically I torched that turbo. And that was from what I can tell, not having the drain line set up properly on it. Nice. Yeah, so the turbos weren't super expensive. I got those from VS Racing, and I originally got them for the 4.8 because it was a 4.8 before. And the then I did the Gen 4 rods, pistons, and crank upgrade on it. And so there were the 62 62s or 61 62s. And so I ended up contacted VS Racing, and they're sending me 67 62s. So those should be here Tuesday, and then I'll be able to, get it all put back together. I have it draining to the oil pan. I got a video of the aluminum oil pan, and I TIG welded some drain bungs on it. The issue I had with the third gen though is with the factory K member, it can't like go flat like it needs to the oil pan, and so I was having to route it up and over stuff. So what I ended up doing this last week or the week before is I got 2 electric sump pumps. So basically now it comes out of the bottom of the turbo and then goes into the pump, and then the pump pumps it all the way back through all the little loops to get back to the oil pan. And so I have those. Those are set up in the Holley ECU. So the Holley will automatically turn those on if the engine's above 500 RPMs. Because I didn't want to have them on a toggle switch and forget about turning them on. Because then if I let somebody borrow the car or drive like that, then it was, they could forget about it and I'd run into the same issue. So I have it set up with a ground trigger output from the Holley, where it's if it detects the RPM above 500, then it's automatically sending a ground trigger to output 3, which is going to go to the sump pumps. So the driver's side turbo didn't look as bad, but I took it apart, and you can kind of see the discoloring starting, like a little bit of purple on the bearing. So I figured instead of just replacing the center cartridge, I'll just replace the turbos. I got just the cast 67 62. Yeah, exactly. So I'm making it simple so that when Rachel hops in the car, she can just step on the gas and go.
Not me. Rachel does. Not really.
Yeah, just trying to make it simpler, because before I'm still gonna have all the toggle switches that I had before. Okay, maybe I did want bigger turbos. But I'm still gonna have like the fuel pump and the fan. I'll have override switches on. So if I want to turn those on even with the ignition off, I still will be able to. Yeah, blow stuff up to get better things. Alright, so let's just do it like this. That's true. I was talking bigger turbos. I've been talking bigger turbos before I even had the 62s running. Mainly because I originally, got the 62s for the 4.8 instead of the 5.3. So this was just the motivation I needed and the justification I needed to spend the money and get the the other turbos.
What's Rachel's excuse for putting those great big monster tires on her Razor?
Oh, on the side by side.
Yeah.
It's for traction. I'm sure that's right. You put the big tires on that side by side is for traction, right, Rachel? Same reason for the aftermarket roll cage and windshield and skid plate on the bottom of it.
Oh, no, it's her dad, not hers. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Blame it on somebody who can't respond. That's the way it goes.
No, her and I both have the similar lines of thinking on stuff like that. It's going to get us in trouble.
Okay, no more comment about it.
Alright, and
I will not say it's a good looking Razor.
oh yeah, it is sharp looking. Alright, and let's see here. I want Alright, we're gonna Alright. Alright. So, in theory, I'm done. 2 hours and 3 minutes to wire this up. Alright. I still have to put the sleeve on both of these. Let's see here. We're gonna do Alright, there we go. Sometimes you just have to grab the real knife to try and cut these things. Alright, so we're going to cut this one back here. Alright. Let's put this electrical tape on here so it doesn't fray any while I figure out how long it actually needs to be. So we got all the triggers for the relays. We got, let's see here, what do we got here? 7, that one goes over there. So we got the ground, which is going to be separate. We got, should be the 5 fuses right here. Fuse 1, fuse 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this will go in its own little harness. There'll be plenty of wires still available. Alright.
If she misses the wires, she can always look under my dash in my car.
She doesn't want to be horrified.
With shock.
Yeah. Yeah, your dash is
Unique.
that's a good way to describe it.
It terrifies me when I look up there. I don't know that.
Accurate description. Accurate description. Yeah, we'll get to cleaning it up eventually. Whether it's while we're here or in Tennessee, we'll get it cleaned up. Let's see here.
I tell you, if it runs as quick as we think it's going to run, I'll probably take that nitrous off because I have not found that nitrous to work worth a move.
Well, here's the thing. If it runs as quick as all motor is what we think it's going to, the nitrous will get you kicked out.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing too, like, so I saw a guy that has the same exact setup as me. Same motor, same transmission, same torque converter. The only difference is I have a better intake and he has the 67, 62 turbos, right?
Uh-huh.
He was running 11 fours in his truck, an extended cab truck that weighed 4,600 pounds. And so I put all of that into my calculator, and according to my calculator, he had roughly 680 to 690 to the tire on 12 pounds of boost. So if I run 12 pounds of boost with 690 to the tire in my car at 3,000 pounds with me in it, that's putting me at like 9.8.
That's what we figured mine's going to run is somewhere around between 9.8 to 10 flat. Somewhere in that ballpark is what we're figuring.
Yeah.
Just that motor.
So now the next question is, now that I have this together, what do I mount this on? Yeah, we could toss a couple 67s on your Avalanche there and get you to run 11s with it. You'd have 600 foot-pounds of torque, and you'd be able to put it in four-wheel drive and spin all four tires. Even with the 35s you got on it. All right, let's see. Just set these aside. All right. We'll slide this down a little bit more.
Are you planning on putting that back on the dash again, or are you planning on mounting somewhere different?
No, I'm going to have to keep it mounted on the dash. Mainly because that's where like all the wires run to now. But I'm going to change a little bit of like the layout of it. So I'm still going to have this. And we're going to have this. We're going to have this. And then we're going to have this. So we're going to have the triggers for the relays. We're going to have the outputs of the relay. And then we're going to have the other fused connections, which will go here. So 67s are rated for 750 horsepower apiece. So basically you run into issues at about, I think it's 1,200 horsepower on the aluminum blocks, because they start shifting around a little bit. But basically, if you put 67s on your 5.3 at 20 pounds of boost, you should be probably 900 to the tire, which would be about 1,200 at the crank, about the limit of it. So, and that's figuring on E85. You're probably limited to about 600-ish with pump gas. So you'd have to do race gas or something like that for more than that. Yeah, 465. Even if the tires spin, you'd be okay. If your tires grip, you're probably gonna find a bunch of tranny fluid scattered underneath the truck. All right, so now the question is how do I lay this out? I know this is gonna have to go up here. Yeah, you would have to upgrade your fuel pumps too. Probably have to get like a couple of the Walboro 450s. Toss 2 of those in there. Probably put a return line on it. What did I do with my electrical tape? I just had it. Got duct tape, crimpers. Oh, there it is.
Regional's fuel line probably isn't going to be big enough. If it's a factory.
With the LS stuff, I don't think they had an issue because Matt Happel did a thing on it, and I think he was good until like, was it 800 or 900 horsepower? He was fine with the factory setup on it.
It just depends on how far she wants to push it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like 500 horse. 500 horse is like the tipping point between like where you really have to go through and start beefing stuff up before you start breaking it.
Yeah, it's going to be sooner than that, depending on the train that you got and stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's
Pull that board off that you had up there.
You mean this one? This was the original one that I had up there with my I had my connector over here for all the inputs and outputs. And then, or are you talking about this other board?
It was a board that you had where all your connectors and wires were all up there. I thought you had pulled it off, but I'm not really sure if you did.
Talking about this one?
What is not a race car material? Well, if you're worried about electrical short, you better have some kind of insulation under it. You know, you can always go to the grocery store and get yourself a rubber cutting board, you know, those hard rubber ones. You can cut it down the side if you want. That under there for a cushion, so you know you're not going to short nothing out. That will cost you thousands of dollars.
So 12 by 24. How thick is that? That 12 by 24.
12 by 24 what?
Oh, half-inch thick, plastic.
That cutting board, yeah.
That would work. And then I'll just have to size
You
it.
can get them a little thinner, that depends on what kind you get.
I don't want it any thinner than that because I gotta have all the screws and everything go through it. So let's measure off 12 by 24 so I know what I'm working with. So I know this is 12, right? Or is this? Oh, this is shorter than that. So 12 would be a little bit better. And 24 takes me down to here.
Yeah. So plastic at the grocery store for cutting boards. If you can mount that with 4 screws under your dash and then screw everything else into it. They come in big stick. We have them here in big stick right here in our house. That's the white one we cut your feet up on.
Alright.
But that's up to you however you want to set it up. But you're going to need something underneath here other than metal against that.
Oh, yeah.
Wires to do that.
Alright, so we're going to have... This is just for layout purposes.
You got right there, you got a couple of hot spots there.
So, let's see here. We're going to have... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to be I/O for the computer.
Because if you got one of those like you get at the grocery store, you can cut it to any size you want.
Right. Let's see here. I'm going to have... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got another connector there too. So let's see. We have fan. Lift it up so you can actually see what I'm working on. All right, so we got fan, fuel pump, turbo pump, trans, tack, flex, roll control, starter, and then trans brake. I think I'm probably going to have to use all 3 of these, which is good that it's be 12 inches because that'll give me enough space. That'll give me the 2 extra inches to clear that. That's not bad. I think 1/2 inch would be fine. That's what this wood is. The only other thing I have is I still have to do this. And I have my 5-volt reference that I'll have to pull. But everything else should go. Everything else should go good. So this is going to be the basic layout of it. So I think I'm probably going to end the live stream here. Now that I got the basic setup, the layout of how this is going to go, I got the fuse panel all wired. That is a huge accomplishment for today. So if you guys have any comments, questions, leave them in the thing below. But I'll catch you guys later.